So it happened again. Now, if you've been around in this community for quite a while, then you would have remembered this event that happened 3 years ago, where a ton of Genshin Impact players actually attacked Google Classroom and a number of other apps on the Google Play Store, literally for issues with Genshin Impact. Nothing to do with Google Classroom, nothing to do with any of these other apps, all because they had a problem with Genshin Impact. Now, there is a whole video on this by Mugen if you guys want to go check that out. I think it's a very good video and it informs you of literally everything that went on, and it's just super funny as well. But in this video, we're going to be talking about this because it happened again. Now, before I get into this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy it, and also go over to GamersUps and use my code Kazo, where you can get yourself 10% off a ton of cups, tubs, and even more. And they've also got some new events on at the moment, which I think you guys would really like, so definitely go check them out. And yeah, let's get back into the video. So if you haven't seen the a million videos that I've made on this, then Genshin Impact has been in a little bit of hot water recently, and that's to do with the new region Natlan. Now, Natlan is the new region that's coming in version 5.0, which is very soon, and pretty much they release a new region every single year, with the overall landscape of Natlan being a very hot and dry, kind of like deserted place, kind of taking inspiration from Mexico, South America, a little bit of Africa as well, I'm pretty sure. And Genshin Impact actually released a ton of drip marketing for some of the characters that are coming out, and you can tell that with most of these characters, they look pretty white, and people weren't happy with that in the Genshin Impact community. Obviously, you know, Genshin Impact's community can be very vocal whenever it comes to issues in the game, and boy, were they vocal about it. They went on and on about the skin color of the characters, and rightfully so, because it is a little bit weird how many like really pale and white characters we've got in this new region for a region that's supposed to be so hot and sunny. I mean, you know, you'd expect them to be at least a little bit tanned, whereas like Mavwika here is like white, Casca is very white. I mean, some of them they did a good job, like Iansun, they did a good job. Zelinen, I mean, you can kind of argue she's a little bit tanned. You need Sitlily, she definitely is very pale. And again, people just weren't happy with that at all. So obviously, whenever there's a lot of discourse in the Genshin Impact community, we have a lot of people in the replies saying, why do they look so white, etc. And there has been comments on a lot of their posts recently saying, can you give these characters a bit more melanin because, you know, of how white they look. But also, they went back to the good old review bombing, which they like to do always. Now, Genshin Impact and Hoyoverse have a history of review bombing. It's not just the Google Classroom situation from 3 years ago. They've had many situations where they've been review bombed or other games have been review bombed, and it's just happened again. So if we go over to Genshin Impact reviews, they're actually doing pretty alright, to be fair, for whatever's going on. 3.6 stars out of 4.6 million reviews. I think that's pretty decent. And if we just put it to the newest ones, we can see like there's a lot of people that have been review bombing the game. Horrible game. The game's mechanics are fun, but the constant whitewashing of cultural characters is not okay. Also, the hours and hours of story. So you can see that a ton of people are not happy with this. I mean, there are some people trying to counter, you know, review this. People are review bombing because the skin color of the characters are so pathetic. I mean, again, I don't think that review bombing is the way to go here. I know that the issue is very bad and that people should be talking about it. But honestly, I think they should just boycott the game and not play the game, rather than just like leaving all these like false negative reviews. Because at the end of the day, if we actually think about it, Genshin Impact isn't actually that bad of a game. Now, obviously, you know, that's up for debate. People will say, oh, this game sucks, this game's good. But I don't think it truly deserves a 1-star review. Maybe you could rate it a 2, 3, or 4, or even a 5 if you know, think it's that good. But it's not that bad of a game where it's a 1-star. I would class a 1-star game to be something that, you know, maybe falsely advertises what it is. And maybe the gameplay just sucks overall. But Genshin Impact is a fully working game, which I think, you know, definitely deserves more than a 1-star just for everything that is done. And obviously, it's a massive game too. Now, obviously, the average reviews is at a 3.7. I mean, that is actually pretty decent. I'd say a 3.7 is pretty accurate of where Genshin Impact is at the moment. But a lot of these 1-star reviews can kind of, you know, tarnish the overall reputation of the game. Because, yeah, they will just keep adding 1-star reviews, which will bring this average down. And obviously, new players coming over will think, well, you know, this game isn't very good, is it? Whenever the actual issue isn't with the game and it's more with, you know, the whole whitewashing thing, which a lot of people are angry about. But again, I think there is a different place for that rather than just review bombing it. I think, you know, going into the replies and replying to a lot of their posts is totally fine. I think boycotting the game overall, just not playing it, not spending on it, is good. I mean, that's probably even better than leaving a 1-star review, because at the end of the day, it doesn't actually hurt them that much. A 1-star review maybe deter a few players from playing, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people would see a lot of these reviews anyways and try to find out why it's reviewed so low, and then just see, oh, it's because people are mad at like one particular thing. But don't get me wrong, the situation is bad, but like, again, I don't think it warrants a 1-star review. But also, as we know, they like to go to other places and they're going over to Google Classroom, which has a 2.6-star review, which is actually kind of crazy. And yeah, they haven't really recovered since the original Google Classroom review bomb, But again, it is kind of funny to see. And obviously there is a ton of reviews here already of people just kind of coping, because Google Classroom obviously is used for school. There's going to be a lot of kids on there being like, oh, I don't like doing my schoolwork. So they rate it 1 star thinking, you know, they might be able to get out of it. Obviously, that not being the case. But if we sort this by newest, it says, this is for Natlan. Fix Genshin now or I'll start doing something about it. If you're going to use my culture, then respect our color, Hoyo. Fix Natlan. Characters are getting frisky leeway and Mondstadt. Please spare my reading and add a skip button. I'm also joining in Genshin's non-existent problem. LMO, I had to join for Natlan. I mean, like, this is absolutely, like, I don't get this at all. I don't know why you'd attack Google Classroom of all the places. There are so many different places that you could go to, such as Honkai Star Rail, Zelda Zone Zero, you know, all the Hoyoverse games that are out at the moment. I'm not saying that you should. Obviously, you know, those games are completely separate, but I could actually understand why people will go over there because it's a Hoyoverse game. But with Google Classroom, it just makes no sense at all, and it seems like people are trying to just go back to the event that happened 3 years ago and trying to kind of revive it because they think it's funny. And obviously this kind of, you know, takes out a lot of the meaning behind this whole, you know, outrage and fighting back against Hoyoverse. Because if you're rating this 1 star as a joke while also, you know, saying this is for Natlan, you know how it kind of comes across? Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it seems kind of bad that you're doing this as a joke whenever there are tons of people taking this very, very seriously, and you're saying, oh, I'm doing it as Google Classroom because they did it last time. That's so funny, you know, this is for Natlan. Like, LMO, I had to join. Like, you're thinking like this is a joke. It's not a joke. Like, the overall situation going on is very, very bad for Hoyoverse, and you're just here like review bombing Google Classroom, and obviously this isn't good for Google Classroom either. Now, obviously, it doesn't really matter what reviews Google Classroom has anyways, because it's not one of those apps where you kind of have to like look it up, see how good it is kind of thing. Schools and teachers will just use it anyways, regardless of the reviews, because it's Google. You know, Google have a very, very strong pool whenever it comes to just like any app ever. But again, it is kind of disappointing to see that the community is going over here, and it just kind of proves that they don't change. But again, we're gonna have to wait and see how this kind of develops. I don't know if they've attacked any other games. I will definitely do a little bit more research into seeing have they attacked any other different gacha games or anything like that, because again, it's a little bit stupid that they've done this. And as I said earlier, it's not very useful, you know, putting these 1 star reviews, but I definitely think it's much more sensible to put a 1 star review on Genshin Impact. But in my personal opinion, I don't think you should do it at all. And you should just do it in other ways. Rather than leaving a 1 star review, how about make a video on it? I mean, everyone has access to making a video on a game, and that's what a lot of people have been doing, especially with Wuthering Waves and Zelda Zone Zero. Whenever there's a problem with their game, they've, you know, pulled up a camera, pulled up OBS or whatever, and just recorded a video then talking about the game, and it's done very well, and people have actually listened. But the thing is, we just got all these people that are just lazy and just put 1 star reviews on Genshin Impact and Google Classroom just because they don't like something going on, rather than doing something actually productive about it and something that will actually change Hoyoverse's opinion on this whole situation. Because again, these 1 star reviews aren't going to do anything. It might be a little bit annoying to them because, you know, it does bring down their average rating, but at the end of the day, they don't really care. They are a Chinese company as well, so they probably care more about the Huawei shop reviews than the Google Play reviews. As we've seen, you know, Hoyoverse love to pander to, you know, the Chinese community rather than the global community. So they're just not really going to care about these 1 star reviews. And what they're going to care about is stuff that actually matters, you know, videos, replies. I mean, you get a popular reply on Twitter on one of their posts whenever they release script marketing for one of these characters, and it will definitely look bad on them if you start talking about it. I mean, I've done it in the past, and it's absolutely blown up, and, you know, it does make Hoyoverse look bad whenever people see it at the top of the replies on a post for a new character. So again, maybe do something a bit more like productive with your time. Leaving a 1 star review is a bit disingenuous, especially whenever people try to keep ratings and reviews fair and are very particular about them. I mean, I know in the anime community and stuff like that, people really care about the overall rating of anime and stuff, especially on like my anime list. And I'm sure that people on Google Play and different games also care about the reviews on games. Yeah, this is just a funny situation overall that I think is just kind of turned stupid. It's just people that want to recreate this old kind of thing that happened, and again, it's kind of weird just for anyone to do that, especially to Google Classroom. I mean, I think they've had enough of the bad reviews that they've been getting, which isn't even their fault. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this. Do you think, you know, they deserved it? And do you think Google Classroom deserves all of these reviews being sent their way? Or do you think they should actually do something more productive with their time and actually, you know, make some content or reply to posts to actually make some kind of difference, if any? But yeah, that's about all I got for this video. If you did enjoy it, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.